In this opportunity, I'm going to explain the analysis of exports and imports of 2022 and 2023 of, from Peru. So we have exports. Left, we have the graphic of 2022 and 2023 showing the FOB value of these 2 years. So we have the difference in FOB value that is around 1,000 million of dollars. But talking about percentage is not so much difference. It's only about 1.1% of difference. At the right, we have the type of goods graphic that shows traditional and non-traditional goods. Traditional goods are about 63% of all the exports, and non-traditional ones are 37% of all the exports. And as you can see here, there's not so much difference talking about FOB value between those 2 years in traditional and in non-traditional sector. It's important to say that these values are in million of dollars. So when we say 10,000 are 10,000 million of dollars. We have exports and in countries and in companies. How many countries have we added in 2023 to our destinations, and how many companies have started to export in 2023? Well, the difference here is only two. So there are only two more countries that we had added to our destinations, and in companies here we have 200 of difference. So yeah, there's a slightly difference here. We have export destinations. So there are the 10 most or the 10 principal partners of our exports. Talking about our exports, we have first China, then United States of America, Canada, India, South Korea, Japan, Chile, etc. So in China, we have the majority. Well, is the first or the principal destination of our exports. It's actually interesting here because China import a lot of products from mining sector. Not too much talking about other sectors, but a lot of mining, well, a lot of mining products such as all of products such as gold, copper, etc. And United States of America export a larger number of products, but not into much quantity such as China. Like for example, United States of America export traditional goods from us, but also non-traditional ones. And well, that's it. And we have the other eight partners, but they are not so like relevant in this case. Of course, this is like Canada, India, South Korea, and Japan. These four we have to pay attention because they are going to grow in the next years, especially South Korea and Japan and India, of course. Companies. What kind of companies do we export? Or how many companies or what kind of companies export more in 2023 and 2022? So in 2022 we have large companies that have exported like around $60,000, $60,000 million in FOB, and it's practical. It's almost the same in 2023. But the difference between those two is not too much, even though we can see that there's a tendency that it's growing the small companies talking about exports. So we should be paying attention in that aspect. We have the sectors here. We have non-traditional sectors and traditional sectors. The first four are traditional ones. The last five are non-traditional ones. So the first or the first sector that we export the most is mining. Mining sector is the sector that we export like around 60% of our exports. And then we have natural gas and oil, fishing, agricultural, and then we have agricultural non-traditional goods. There are like fruits, vegetables, and there actually have been a lot of efforts from government and Mincetur to promote these kind of goods, like the initiative of PENX or PENX. We have the products here, the 10 principal products that we export. We have copper at first, as we said before, like the mining sector is the principal sector that we export. We have copper, gold, zinc, and also we have fresh grape in the fourth place. Fresh grape is the first place in, well, the first product in this list that is from non-traditional sector, actually from agricultural. As we said before, there have been a lot of efforts from government and from Mincetur to make this sector grow in exports. We have the most important part of our presentation here, the analysis of copper all around the world and how we export this. So we have here like a filter that you are going to click the first principal companies that export copper from Peru to the world. We have, for example, Tecnofil. The highlighted part is like what Tecnofil has, and the not highlighted part is what the average of all the companies could be. So, for example, here, here we have the average net weight. So the average net weight for Tecnofil in shipments is about 8,000 pounds, and they have had in 2023 and 2022 five 5,004 or 5491 shipments. And we have here the average dollars of FOB value, and we have the highlighted part. And as we can see here, like the FOB value or the average FOB value of Tecnofil in shipments are is a little bit less than the average of all the companies that export in of copper, but they have a lot of shipments. As you can see here in this graphic, it shows all the countries that we export, and we have shipments for Brazil, we have shipments for all North America, we have shipments from China, a lot of them. And we have here all the shipping companies that this can use. So, for example, Tecnofil use them practically all, but for example, Marcobre, it uses only like, for example, made MSC company. So we can see differences between all of them. And one difference also from Marcobre is that they only have 20 shipments between 2022 and 2023, but they have a lot of value. Like a lot, the average for value of their shipments are like two two 2,000, like $2 million, 70,000, and it's way more than the average. So we have imports. So we have the value at the left, and in the right we have at the right we have the graphic of the goods. So we have the value of 2022 and 2023 of all the imports. As you can see here, well, there's a difference. There's a difference of 5,000 million of dollars, and in percentage, it's not too much. It's only like about 2% of difference. In goods, we have consumer goods, intermediate goods, and capital goods. So as you can see here, the majority of goods that we import are intermediate goods. Origin of imports, all the countries, all the 10 business partners that are the origin of our imports. We have China at first. As you can see, China is the first place, and at both graphics, the exports and the imports. So they are our principal business partner, talking about international trade in general. Then we have United States of America. They are also really important. And then we have a difference of the other graphic. We have Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, Chile. We import from a lot of our South American neighbors, like Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, Chile, Colombia. Then we have the sectors that we import. We import a lot of fuel. We import also a lot of equipments and plastic industry. And there are also the products. So, for example, diesel is the product from the fuel sector that we import the most. Then we have crude oil. Then we have another kind of products that are passenger vehicles, commercial vehicles, and a petroleum that is also from fuel sector. These three are from fuel sector. And that's it. Thank you for all your attention in this presentation.